Hey, Shalom, this is the brother Ba. You're back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rachacha Kodash. Double honor to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, Lord willing, this will be the first of many to come, but this is going to be based off Stoicism, all right? Phrases, um, mantras that Stoics go by. And I seen one that inspired me to do this lesson here today. So I'm going to put it up as the thumbnail um, for this lesson, and I'm going to read it. All right, it says, "The key to a rich life is not money, it is knowing what is enough." Let's read that again. The key to a rich life is not money, it is knowing what is enough. All right. There's a big misconception that people have that thinks because I have a lot of money, that means I'm rich and, I'm wealthy. And in one sense, you are, but on the other hand, you're not. You can be rich in carnal things, but very poor in the spirit. You can be very rich in carnal things, but a very weak man. All right. You can be rich in carnal things and have a miserable life. Life is very simple. The so-called white man, whose biblical nationality is Esau, all right, the nation of Edom in the scriptures, they've complicated the simplicity of life. But life is really about a man leaving his mother and father, starting his own lineage, having his home with his wife, all right, or how many other wives he may have that he's able to provide for and take care of. And they build together on a plot of land. All right, and they live together, they pray together, they eat together, they go on adventures together, they battle and conquer together, they learn together. Life is very beautiful and simple, but it's been complicated because the wicked is ruling. But to be rich in its right sense it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with the wisdom that you have and how you apply that wisdom. All right, the righteous wisdom to your life. When you go to the etymology of the word rich, it means strong, powerful, great, mighty, of high rank. Right? It says ruler, to lead, rule. I want to touch on that word rule and to lead, and let that lead me into my first precept. Let's see. This is Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 28. Bear with me one moment. Proverbs chapter 28, and we're going to go down to verse, or is it chapter 25? Yes, Allah, it's chapter 25. Proverbs chapter 25, and we're going to go down to verse 28. Start at verse 28. It says, matter of fact, let's start at verse 27. It says, it is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. Right? It's not good to eat much honey. What does this Stoic phrase say? Rich is knowing what is enough. All right? You don't want to be insatiable, which means unable to be satisfied. You don't want to be a glutton. All right? You don't want to overindulge in things. You want to know what is enough. All right? What is enough? But when you have overindulgence, when you're insatiable, and when you're gluttonous, right? This is what the scriptures say about you. Let's continue in Proverbs. Verse 28, it says, "He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls." So if you have no rule over your own spirit, you're like a city that doesn't have walls. Anybody can, come through, enter, all right, steal, kill, take what they want, do what they want. And that's really what happens to the spirits of these people in this world. They have no rule over their spirits, so demons are able to just, do whatever they want to their spirit. All right, have them acting all type of irrational, doing all type of rash, making all type of rash decisions and doing things that are not for the betterment. All right, of their lives. All right, money doesn't teach you wisdom. Money doesn't teach you how to live a upright life. All right, money doesn't teach you how to rule over your spirit. If you have a lot of money and you have no rule over your spirit, you will destroy yourself. All right, you will become a glutton. You will become insatiable. You will become, um, a person that can't be satisfied no matter what they get, no matter what they do. And that's what you see with a lot of these celebrities. That's what you see with a lot of people that get a lot of money. They want to overindulge in as many women as they can, but they don't make any of those women their wives, right? They don't build any upright families with structure that are giving the glory and praise to the Creator, Abba Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh, right? They just want to go. They just want to have a lot of sex, right? There's nothing that's gonna come from that, right? Oh, they want to eat the finest of foods, right? And they just keep eating, and eating and eating. Before you know it, their health is thrown off of whack because they haven't been monitoring what they've been putting in their body. They haven't been getting the right minerals and vitamins, all right, and elements you need in your body to sustain a healthy vessel. They just been eating whatever tastes good, all right, buying whatever their eyes see. Oh, I want this car. I want this mansion. I want this. I want that. I want that. All right. Oh, I want to gamble because I got the money to gamble. Let me do it. And it just goes overboard. All right. Having no rule over your spirit. Money can't teach you how to control those things. All right. Money is supposed to be a defense. Like the scriptures say, money is a defense. Money is supposed to be a defense to defend you from, going into poverty and defend you against this wicked, corrupt system based upon unrighteous decrees and taxes, inflation and all this crazy shit that goes on. But people use money as a way to, fulfill their fleshly desires. It's nothing with having pleasure in the flesh because, that's what the flesh wants. The flesh wants pleasure. But what does this Stoic phrase say? Being rich is knowing what is enough, what is sufficient for you, what is enough. All right, what is enough? If you got a woman that's dealing well with you, don't be trying to goddamn have a whole bunch of women right now. We ain't not in the time of having a harem of women. You trying to have 2, 3, 4, 5 women on the you completely distracted. You completely thrown off track. Your mind is not where it needs to be. Because one woman is a distraction. One woman, is a lot to deal with. And you trying to, what I'm saying? And you're not building, once again, you're not building a family. You're not building no structure. You're not building no household. No, don't none of these women want to be sister wives in the right, righteous order, the correct way. So you already ain't doing it right. And it just ain't the time for that. We're not sovereign. We're in captivity. We're under another man's jurisdiction, his laws, his government. We can't live the way Yahweh Shemel intends for us to live in the kingdom of heaven right now. So here it is, you trying to have a multiple wife family, and it just ain't the time for that. You got to use wisdom, right? You got to know what is enough. If one woman is pleased to dwell with you, and you're able to, bring in your daily bread and put up your videos and serve the Lord at camp and continue to fight the good fight of faith daily, then be content with that. Be content with what you have. All right? Yeah, you're going to get bored. You may get bored with your woman. You may get bored with your job. You may get bored with, the food you eat. You may get bored with the places you go. But shit, at the end of the day, you a slave. You got to remember, this is not our rest. So any pleasure that you do get or any treat that the Lord does throw your way or allow you to have, you got to realize it's just that. It's just a treat. Now, you got to continue to endure. All right? Bear me one moment. Let's stay in Proverbs, which the book of Proverbs is all about wisdom. All right. Let's stay in Proverbs, but let's go over to chapter 30 now, right? Chapter 30, and let's go down to verse 8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. All right, so you don't want to be poor in the flesh, but you don't want to be rich in the flesh either. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. All right? Convenient for me. What is convenient? What is enough? Your daily bread. Enough. What is enough to keep you serving the Lord, keep you, a roof over your head, keep you eating a meal every day. Right? And every now and then the Lord may throw you a bone, like they say, throw you a treat, right? But let's get the etymology of the word convenient. Bear with me 1 second. All right, when you go to the etymology of the word convenient, it means fit, suitable, proper, favorable, right? So you want what's favorable for you when you serving the Lord, when you're on your journey of being a man of the Lord and learning his ways and applying his ways to your life. You want what's favorable to that. Having a lot of women is not favorable to that. That's going to keep you from maximizing your potential, maximizing the penny that was given to you by Hamashiach Yahushua. Having a lot of money is not going to be favorable. You can have a good amount of money, but you don't want to be millions of dollars. If a brother got a couple thousand in the bank, right, and he got a couple thousand on him to spend, cool. If a brother got tens of thousands, cool. But you don't want to be, let me get $1 million. Oh shit, I want to have 500 grand. You don't want to have shit that can destroy you. Because think about it, we get our little measly shekels now, these little paychecks we get every 2 weeks, and some of us don't even know how to handle that. But we'll say, oh Lord, I promise though, if I get rich, I'm going to handle the money. Nigga, you can't even handle the little bit of money you got. Wow, man, look, the dudes who want it, Lord, if you make me rich, I promise I'm going to be able to manage it well. You can't even manage the little paycheck you getting from the job now. Right? So, yeah, man, you want what's convenient for you, what's suitable for you, what's proper for you, what's favorable for you, what's convenient for you, what's sufficient for you, what is enough for you to continue to serve the Lord. Right? What is enough? That's what you want. Let's go over to the book of Philippians chapter 4. All right, Philippians chapter 4. Let's go down to verse 11, right? It says, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. So whatever state you're in, right? The scriptures talk about be patient when you're brought to a lower state. Right now we're in a lower state. Our women are not in their right state of mind. We're not sovereign. We're under another man's government, his rulership. All right, our food is defiled. Everything around us is defiled and corrupted. Right? The state that we'll be content with what we've been given. Right? This is what he's saying. He said, I have learned, right? We have to grow to learn these things, to be content. Verse 12, I know both how to be abased and I know how to be abound, right? When you get extra money, you know how to manage it because you knew how to manage a little bit of money. If you don't know how to manage a little bit of money, how you going to manage a lot of money? If you don't know how to manage a little bit of food, how you going to manage a lot of food? If you don't know how to manage one woman, how you going to manage multiple women? If you don't know how to manage one house, a small little apartment, or a small little bedroom that you're renting out, how you going to manage a house? Right? It says, everywhere and in all things I am instructed, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. All right? So yeah, you want what's sufficient for you. But I need to go back to that Proverbs chapter 30, finish that off, because I didn't finish that off. So you got to be content with what you've been given, because the most important thing that you have is the truth, the word. All right, many are called, but few are chosen. This is the greatest gift that you can have. All right, and you're supposed to be storing up your riches in heaven anyways. But going back to Proverbs chapter 30, where it says, "Feed me with food convenient for me." Now we're gonna read verse 9. It says, "Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in vain." So you don't want to be too have so much to where you putting off the Lord day to day because you're comfortable in such a comfortable state, and you don't want to be too poor to where you so down and out that you can't even live to even think about serving the Lord. The Lord is going to keep you abound. The Lord is going to keep you stable. The Lord is going to keep you convenient. He's going to give you what's suitable, what's favorable, what's profitable unto you in serving Him. Right? So yeah, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. This is the first of, going into Stoic phrases and Stoic motivation. But yeah, the key to a rich life is not money; it is knowing what is enough. So yeah, to the next time I say, Shalom.